Hello, hi, how are you today? In this video, I want to talk to you about your money connections, where they're going, and with your money connections, your health connections, your love life connections, and let's just get into it. Hi, I'm Patricia. Welcome to my channel, which is about twin flame ascension. So, on this section here, I have several things that begin happening to people. Now, after you're activated, these are things that begin to happen, sort of a series of events. And it's sometimes sort of this cascading event where it's like, oh my God. And you can feel like you are going off the cliff with all of the other lemmings. Here's how to stop that with your light body, with your twin flame body, not your 7 chakras, with your 30 chakra and Marma point connections to your true twin flame. So, what are some of these things that can happen? Well, some of them are very physical. They're ascension symptoms and beyond because you can feel the past, you can feel your wounds, you can, like, the calluses are off, the hardnesses are off. Collectively, we've been peeling the layers. Collectively, we've signed on for this, whether people want to believe that they are a twin flame or they're just some being that's here along for the ride, whatever. There's a lot of unactivated people that will begin activating in 2026. There is a time frame for 2026 to 2028 for people to kind of get this together, get your light body open, get it expanded, get out of these levels. So, what are these things? Job loss. We're seeing a lot of that. We are seeing implosions. There's sort of these repeats in these cycles. There's a repeat from 2016. There's repeats from 2008. There's repeats from World War II. There's repeats from the Civil War. And that's just stuff in the United States. That's not even worldwide. Okay, there's tectonic plate movement. There's solar flares. Like, it's a lot. And you could be going like, oh my God, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Stop. Stop. Get your twin flame body going. I know how to help you with that. I know how to take these fears away. Are you wondering? Do you feel futile? Do you feel frozen? Do you feel frozen in one of those timelines? Do you feel like this isn't fun? And even though you can see men walking around with 1970s mustaches and colors from the 1970s, you're going like, oh my God, the inertia of the 1970s is upon me. Oh my God, the inertia, the frozen. The inertia of your life is not intended to stay there. But twice a year, just like a big ship, you should be feeling the trade winds under your wings. What? You don't feel your wings? Oh my God, you really got to join. Let's get you to feeling. Are you repeating history? I've had some sessions with people where, due to certain circumstances, some of those included, for example, a death in the family of a significant person, like a parent, and there were estate matters to attend to. But the topics were all the same when the person came back for sessions a year later or more. Stuck. This is what happens as you kind of stagnate, you feel that inertia, you feel frozen in time. And the only way to really get movement is with your light body. By getting the non-physical movement, you get physical movement. And that is a fact, and that is why I'm teaching this. Okay. Are you in karma still? You're still going to see karma. Are you in danger? Look, let me tell you something. When you decide to stay in karma, it does get dangerous. Things happen, things break down. Now, it's not that as you ascend, things won't happen. It's just that it's not dire. There is a thing to know about your twin flame body. Your physical body and situation has to be conducive to reconnect you. This is why some people who are very, very elderly will come around for another life. This is why some people who are too young, they're not ripe yet. You know, like, you could say they're immature, but it's not always the kind of maturity we think about. It's that their body has to be past puberty. So, as enlightened as you might think some of your little kids are, you're like, oh, they're crystal kids. Yeah, they might be. They still got karma. They were still made in karma. They still got to get out of karma. They still got to have their awakening. They still got to have their activation. And it's a rare one. I won't rule it out, but it's a rare one that actually does have some of this. Usually, what they have are other gifts because they have honed those skills in past lives. Let's talk about past lives. There's the repeating history right there. Now, your past lives can tell you something, but they can also give you another near death experience. These things that you want to get away from also include things like preventing the cancer that runs in your family, preventing certain chronic illnesses, preventing cancer in a general way, preventing deterioration that is, like let's say premature, and grief. Did you know there is a timeline on your grief? I know there's people out there that are like, you can't put a timeline on someone's grief. Not on fresh grief after their activation, but if it's past life accumulated grief from lifetimes, from things like massacres and the loss of your tribe due to a volcano or something like think of Pompeii, that grief is going to go. You're going to feel it as it is going up and welling out of you. How would you like a fast, quick, easy way to dispose of it, discard it, transmute it? I teach you how to do that. I teach you how to get through this. Rome wasn't built in a day. This represents thousands of lives, hundreds of thousands of lives over eons of time, that you have a little short window where you're going to deal with some of it because the human being that you are is important, is significant, needs it gotten rid of right down to your molecules. So, where are you going with this? Let's talk about the new level. Now, you've heard me talk about this, okay? There's some people who reach something that they call a bliss state. That happens here where, like, you kind of get through one of these cycles. You're kind of like, well, I lost my job, but something better came along. Yeah, that is not the same as your new light body where you really feel it. You feel it beyond a reasonable doubt. And it keeps coming that you are here to be with your twin. You pine for each other. You attract each other. You pine for each other some more. That's the magnetism of the heart. You remember each other. You remember the good things, okay? Because you're getting rid of the bad things. So this new level is healthier. The energy returns. False people, and this includes false friends, false twins. You know what's worse than a false twin? A dead twin. When someone tells you your twin is dead, that is just BS. If you've been told that, time to hop on board and start getting into this work so that you can really feel, is your twin just messed up out there? Do they believe you're dead? Do they, like, what is going on anyway? Because why are you born if you're just going to have a dead twin? Come on. I mean, come on. Come on. False people fall away. You become safe and your money connections start clicking into place because you have to be supported from a level that's beyond 5D. Because 5D is where you're going together, but there are other levels, and that is why this will take till 2028 for a lot of people. I know that's scary, but do you want to know the truth, or are you one of those people that cringes at the truth? Because I'm telling you, if you go back into karma, this is what some people do. They take a little retreat. They're like, well, I'll rediscover religion. I'll kind of mash up a little bit of Buddhism with a little bit of Christianity, and, I'll throw in a little bit of Shinto in there. And, I made a nice little stew that only I believe. And you know what that does? It messes with your twin's head because they can't figure out heads or tails, who you are, what's going on, what you're sending a mixed signal. Stop sending mixed messages, okay? Now, you've got a lot of turmoil. You've got politics. You've got war. You've got all kinds of unhealthy things going on. And here's the thing, I'm seeing this in what you might call twin flame landia and astrology, where somehow those people decide to pass judgment on others, completely forgetting what their past lives have been. Do you think they just became an astrologer because they don't want to help people? But where is that drive to help people? Maybe they did something. Okay, maybe it's a part of their karmic balancing. I've been a master healer and teacher in several lives, and I've seen that. I've also been a master architect. I've also been a master warrior. And so have some of you. You're like so good at being a warrior. But time to be the lover, okay? Time to put down the words. Time to stop the casting aspersions on people. Time to stop the gender hating, like women hating women stuff, okay? I saw that too, where someone was calling some elected official a moron. The minute you start that, you better take a look at yourself and see what other stupid ass things you've done, and then stop, okay? What you need to do is pause and just say, what is my part in this? My part in this is to get to a healthier level, to start bringing in 5D energy through our union. You can't be magical without it. And you have only begun to imagine some of the magical things that will happen. The money connections, if you don't feel that your higher self is willing to support you, and yes, sometimes the support does come through other people, not necessarily the same old usual suspects. It's not going to always be the family member that you sponge off of, or the other person, or your twin. If your twin is letting exes sponge off of them, guess what? Time to shape up those money connections and get it clicked out of there. Get rid of those exes, because they got their own person to latch onto. They can stop sucking off all the energy of your union, okay? All right. Another thing that happens, becoming entrepreneurial. Now, a lot of people begin to feel good when these things happen, and they wonder. But it's your spirit subtle body that is the thing that channels through your gifts, your skills, opens you further, opens the doors and the right connections for you to really feel, hey, what do I have for the world? How do I put the love that I feel from above out into the world? How does it get expressed? And let me tell you, you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. You could be a lawyer that absolutely attracts the right clients and wins your cases. Okay? A lot of people put down regular 9-to-5 jobs or professions that they view as being, icky. Okay? There's a lot of people that have to do dirty jobs. There's people that are street cleaners, people that clean and maintain buildings. It's not glam work. It's, if you're a plumber. But the key here is, are you loved at this new level? Have you loved yourself enough to get yourself to this new level where it can simply flow for you? Think about that. Do you realize how some of this is supposed to be easy? Because you're not supposed to be beating your head against a wall or frozen in time or feeling futile or anything like that. If you're not capable of putting your best to work for you, you may be stuck. And it's not a criticism. It happens to a lot of people. Now, what begins happening beyond this? Let's talk about safety. Okay? Let's talk about safety. This happens when you calm yourself. If you're getting yourself riled, if you're feeling agitated, you bear the responsibility to calm yourself, be objective, or as objective as possible. Look, we've had some tough situations. We've had elders to deal with. We've had money situations. We had the pandemic. We got sick. There's a lot of things that a lot of people are coping with, and it's burdensome. How do you alleviate your burdens and feel that your higher self is actually supporting you? How do you connect with the higher self of your twin flame? Okay. Believe it or not, some of this happens through your sleep. So if we take this, where'd my marker go? Okay. If we take this, a lot of times people they just kind of hit the wall. Okay, they're hitting the wall here. This happened. Sometimes it's a combo effect. This happened, that happened, that happened. On top of that, you might have addictions you're dealing with. Or if your twin flame has addictions, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel dizzy. You're going to feel vertigo. You're going to feel hangovers, stuff like that. You're going to feel what they're not really doing correctly that would help you, and maybe they're not aware. Maybe they think you're dead and you're not dead. Okay, so how do you get over this? This is not limbo. This is your healing level, okay? This is you getting up here to this level, okay? Where you're intended to be supported while you continue on, where you're supposed to come together, okay? And you're attracting only each other, okay? Can other people find you attractive? Sure. In fact, that throws people off. But guess what? When you know you're a twin flame, you bear a responsibility to stop effing around with people. Stop it. Stay out of your lower chakras. I'm going to say it because a lot of people just won't understand it unless I really clearly say this. Get the hell out of your lower chakras and let them begin to clear all this old crap out instead of sticking more stuff in, instead of sticking other people's energy in. Really think about that, okay? Because here's what's happening, okay? The lower chakras are not touching the heart. It's going lower chakra to the mind. And then it becomes the mind games. The mind is saying, well, I think they like me. Well, what are they? Well, who are they to me? They're probably some past life bozo who doesn't give a shit about you. Okay? They're going to be an opportunist and get what they can. Let's call it what it is. This is a break with the old paradigm. Not everyone is there. People who are not activated, they will be holding society steady as possible while we go like, okay? We're not pulling the rug out from under them, but you can feel like your rug has been pulled out. Why? Because you got to get where you're going. You got to get where you're going. You got to get where you're supposed to go, which you agreed to and which you were incarnated for. Now, to that end, I run monthly workshop classes. And these people have been helped with these classes. Why aren't you wearing a suit? I'm Ukrainian. My country's at war. What am I supposed to wear a suit for? Oh, okay. All right. Get it. Yeah, there is war going on in places. And, this has a ripple effect in the collective energies. Well, I'm doing what I can to rise above. So am I. You know how I started? By simple breath. Okay. Some of the other things we're going to talk about in my upcoming webinar workshop, which is going to be about sleep. If you don't feel your sleep can help you with some of this past, you are wrong. Join, find out. Let's get it moving for you, because some of this is like a really heavy yoke. You're not a beast of burden. You're not an ox. Get the yoke off. Get the burden off. Get it out of you. Get it off your sacral area. Get it off your heart. Get it off your crown. Let's get you clear. Let's get the new, fresh, wonderful parts up and running. It would be like if this were the late 60s and you had, let's say, a Mustang, okay? Yeah, pretty fast, pretty innovative for its time. You're in a time now where you got an F1 formula like McLaren race car, okay? There's a lot of bells and whistles, and very gradually. I'm going to tell you another thing about danger, okay? There was a thing that happened when I was with my son. He got pickpocketed. And luckily, they only got his phone. But here's the thing. sometimes people will sit there and say, well, what was the lesson in that? There was actually one lesson, which was, please, young men, do not wear those little workout pants with a little slit pocket that someone can just reach their hand in. I had told him and told him and told him. Well, it could have been worse. And that's the thing about getting yourself to this level. It's not that you won't see karmic things happening. It's not that your car might not have a flat tire. It's just that many times when these things happen, it's for good reason, and it is not to teach you a lesson. You learned all the lessons down here. Do you really need to repeat that bad relationship? Do you really need to repeat this or that? No. Do you really need to see it repeated out in the news media? No. But when these things happen, it's so that you can avoid it. Are you avoiding cancer? Are you avoiding a major car accident? Are you avoiding a heart condition? Are you avoiding, what does grief cause? Congestive heart failure. There's all kinds of stuff that your higher self wants to be like, hang on, swerve around this thing. In fact, swerve up, and I'm going to get you away from that. Maybe a minor little thing, because it's still Earth. Things still corrode. Things still break down. But you're not going to have anything major, and I need you to keep cruising along here. Okay? So thanks so much for watching. Please look at the links below. I am starting my class on October 26th via Zoom at 9 a.m. Central Time. I'm in Chicago. I am here live in Chicago. I do live in-person energy twin flame body work on you. And we're going to do this for 3 weeks in a row. Take 3 weeks, see how it feels for you, because you will get movement. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye.